How's it going, my G's? Hope you're doing well. It's Sunday and it's a beautiful day. Today we're going to do a little topic about mastering and AI mastering, and also I'm going to share a mastering tip that I like to use. And also I'm going to do a couple of shout outs to start off with, because just want to give some appreciation to those of you who write in. Really appreciate it. So big ups to New Type, Simon, my G. Big ups to Kevin Lloyd, Sozan, Darotum, again, as always, Mike Briggs. Shouts out to Law D&B. Thank you also to Damien Warnot or Warnote. Haven't heard from you before, so thank you. Farosa as well, big ups to you. Digipax, as always. CBPM, Koba, thank you. Andy D as well, and Ian. And Caliban, of course. And Random Autista, thank you for writing in as well. Malcolm, my student as well, thank you. NRTK, big ups to you. Christian Lowe as well, thank you to you. Kurz XXV and Machi Kirzenstein, thank you to you also, and War Culture and Count House Helmet, and everyone who joined the live stream that we did on Friday as well. Thank you for joining that. It was epic, and some great music in there. But anyway, as you guys know, I started a record label last year. Mostly as a way to give my students a platform to, promote their music, especially those kind of students who haven't really released much before. And so I often, I do all of the mastering for all of the releases, pretty much. Well, I think 99% of the time I've done that. And yeah, I don't use AI mastering because I don't think it's that good enough yet. And there's many reasons for this, and I'm going to explain them in great detail. So let's dive in. So this is obviously not a finished track yet. This is the project we've been working on over the last few tutorials, but I thought I'd just use it as a basis to explain one concept about mastering. And I actually teach my mastering process in full on my mentorship calendar. There is a special extra bonus class which is called mastering training. And it's a bit more expensive because I share my whole mastering chain, and I share my whole mastering process. And so that's worth a little more, in my opinion, than a normal production lesson, because it's got some more extra knowledge and insight to what I normally share. But that being said, a lot of people these days use AI mastering, and I think maybe sometimes it could have good results, but I don't think it will ever get you as good of a result as a trained mastering engineer, specifically if you're doing drum and bass, then someone who is experienced in working in that genre. And the main reason for this is, and this ties in with my whole mastering ethos and process, is because when I'm mastering, I'm very careful to choose exactly the frequencies that I want to emphasize, or the little details that I want to emphasize to give the song a particular finished feeling. Okay, because of course we can get the volume up to its maximum in many different ways. You could get that mastered finish in multiple ways. Okay, so for me, it's about actually putting a little bit of feeling into the final master as well. So it's not just a case of getting it as loud as it'll possibly go. That is the aim, but it's also how you get there and by which parts of the song or mixdown you want to emphasize. Okay, so an AI obviously won't be able to know, it doesn't have the human feeling of how to emphasize certain parts of the mixdown to create a song which gives a certain vibe or energy, So that's why I would highly suggest you contact myself or any other respected drum and bass mastering engineer if you're releasing drum and bass tracks. And I wouldn't advise using AI mastering services like the one on DistroKid, for example. That's a common publisher which I have used a lot in the past, and I'm still on there. If any of you guys want to release your own music, there's links down in the descriptions of my videos to join DistroKid with 7% off, and we both get a little bit of a discount code magic thing when that happens if you join using the link. So you can do that always if you want to upload your own tracks to Spotify and things. It's one of the easiest and cheapest ways to do it. So you may as well use my code as well and help out the channel a bit. But yeah, they have the AI mastering service, and there's many other AI mastering plugins. But like I mentioned just now, I really think that even those final details are very still dependent on giving the song a particular feeling that you want to give it, you know. So that's why I don't like to do AI mastering, because I want full control of the feeling of the song from start to finish, even on the very last stage. So here's one tip then that I can leave you with, or something we can go over together, which is to do with EQing. And I should probably do a whole tutorial on using an EQ in the most efficient way. I think that'd be a really great tutorial. But one thing to note for mastering is the importance of EQing, and particularly, well, I would go as far as to say that it's the number one tool to use when you are mastering yourself. So if you're going to try your own hand at mastering without using AI, the number one tool for me to master a track is an EQ, by far. You know, that's absolutely the most important thing, and it's because I can really select the little points of the mix down that still need a bit of a boost. You know, so that's one of the most important things when it comes to mastering is like really finishing off the track by giving it that extra push in the right area. Okay. And this is where I feel more confident that I would push the track in a direction that I think it should go, rather than a software which doesn't, which won't know exactly how it sounds because it doesn't have an ear of a human. Okay. So let's say, for example, I want to master this loop just quickly. I'm going to take a nice little EQ boost. I'm not going to make it too extreme or too high. I'm just going to sweep up and down a bit and try and find a nice little spot to emphasize. So I think I can get a nice bit of extra oomph and warmth in the low mids in this track, and this also highlights to me that I could obviously go back and change something in the mix down. That would be the most efficient way. But if I was mastering and I was done with it and I just wanted to see where else is good to boost, this would be a great area for me, because I feel like I get a nicer sense of warmth and fullness in the low end at this particular area, you know? For example, an AI mastering tool might not pick that particular area because it might want to emphasize something else when it's doing its thing in the algorithm, you know? This is completely down to taste. It's just where I think it would sound a bit nicer, you know? So I would choose to boost there, so I'd tweak that a little bit. So I'm pretty happy with that, and then that would be one nice addition to boosting some frequencies in the track where they can have a bit more push. Okay, and just done with a very simple EQ, and it's all just about the selection of the frequency band. You know, that's really one of the most important things. So doesn't always have to be like some magic plugin involved. You know. Because a real good selection of frequencies and a good ear will get you really far when it comes to mastering. Okay, so yeah, that's just one little tip today. I know it's not like a blow you away kind of tip or anything, but that is just using your ears and listening carefully and finding which areas you think that you want to emphasize in the song. Because again, I think even up to that final stage of mastering, you know, even though we're trying to get that full volume, I think it's still really important to pay attention to the feeling of the song and prioritizing the frequencies that you want to at the end of the day. Now, of course, my G's, you know, I could be wrong. This is just my opinion. This is from my experience, as always. So I'm not saying that I'm some kind of mastering prophet. You know, I could be talking absolute nonsense. But this is my humble and honest opinion on the matter of human versus AI mastering. So how about you guys let me know what you think, because I think this is going to be quite a hot topic in the comments section, if I'm not wrong. I know a lot of people who have said they've had a lot of success with AI mastering, and so would love to hear your pushback as well. So feel free to go nuts in the comments section, and it'd be great to have a bit of back and forth, because I'm sure there's many varying opinions on this topic, but obviously just be respectful to each other. That goes without saying. Anyway, tomorrow we're going to crack straight on with the next tutorial. I'm going to go more into sound design again, and I'm going to do make a powerful pad and maybe some intro texture and also an arpeggiator for the intro. So we're going to make 3 new intro sounds to go into our composition here, and then I'm going to break down how I made all of them, and hopefully it'll inspire you guys as well. Have a great rest of your weekend. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.